In this episode of Movie News, David Fincher might direct Brad Pitt running away from zombies in World War Z Part 2. And on a side note, this is the best insult ever given in a movie.
You sack of wine.
And we'll also be talking about the upcoming M. Night Shyamalan movie, Glass. And if you smell what The Rock is cooking, we'll be talking about plot details of the upcoming Rampage movie, based on the video game. Hey there guys, how are you? So all the movies that came out this week, they sucked. I don't want to talk about those, but I do want to talk about movie news, or at least the movie news I care about. And with that said, I don't need that any longer. But first, this episode of Movie News is sponsored by Vikings War of Clans. It's an addictive mobile game and it's free to download. Vikings War of Clans feels like a top strategy game from the 1990s, and I like that. But unlike those 1990s games, this game's in 3D and you can play it on your phone. This game is famous due to its massive online battles between clans and even countries. You can download the game from the links down below in the description box, and when you do, you instantly get 200 gold to start off your journey. Big thanks to Vikings War of Clans for sponsoring this episode, because without them, we'd be doing movie news in a box behind a movie theater right now. And like I said, you get 200 free gold when you download the game, link down below. Alright, the big movie news rumor this week is director David Fincher might direct the upcoming sequel to World War Z. When it comes to the first World War Z movie, I really enjoyed that. It's an apocalyptic movie with hordes of zombies, and I really enjoyed 75% of that movie. There's some subplots that don't quite add up, and there's obvious reshoots. They essentially reshot the entire ending to the movie. But as far as the overall concept goes, it definitely deserves a sequel, and if I could pick any director to direct this, I think David Fincher is the perfect person for the job. Now, director David Fincher and Brad Pitt have worked together on a little movie that came out in the mid-1990s called Seven. What's in the box? What's in the box? Is that a Brad Pitt impression, or is that Gilbert Grape? I'm not quite sure. And there's definitely a lot of room for improvement over the original movie. And you know what? 4 years ago, I actually made a video talking about the original ending to World War Z, the one that we never got to see, which sounded phenomenal. Yeah, it's this video right here. If you want to watch it and look at me when I was a weird little skinny alien boy, well, you can check it out. As far as David Fincher directing this upcoming sequel, well, the man doesn't make crap movies. Have you ever seen this or this? Phenomenal movies. Just looking at those movies and the attention to detail, it's mind-blowing. And plus, when it comes to David Fincher, he's not afraid to make a rated R movie that goes for it and it gets weird and dark and creepy. You know what I'm talking about. Did you ever see the basement scene in The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo? Ugh. Now let's talk about M. Night Shyamalan directing the sequel to not only Unbreakable, but Split, where he's combining this M. Night Shyamalan movie universe into one. And the craziest thing about all of this is, I'm actually excited to see an upcoming M. Night Shyamalan movie, because after shitty movies such as this, or this, or this, I never thought I would be able to say that. Now, as far as the upcoming film Glass goes, which comes out January of 2019, it's obviously going to have Mr. Glass, Sam L. Jackson, back again as the villain. We're also going to see the return of the indestructible Bruce Willis once again, who likes to bench paint cans in his basement. And so do I. And by the way, this is a true story. Me and my friends were actually watching Unbreakable when it first came out on DVD, and we actually did go out to the garage and we started exercising with paint cans. I'm not proud to say that, but that happened. And it makes you wonder how this is going to go down. How is it going to play out? Is Mr. Glass going to use James McAvoy to take down Bruce Willis? Who knows? Maybe I'm overthinking it. And just hear me out for a second. Maybe this universe is also part of the Happening universe, and the main villain of this upcoming movie isn't Mr. Glass, it's the grass. If that shit happens, I'm done with M. Night Shyamalan forever. I don't think it will. Hey, Mr. Glass, what are you doing over there? Why don't you take an interest in science? That's my shitty Mark Wahlberg impression. Okay, let's go to the next movie news topic. The People's Champ, The Rock, has given us some plot details on the upcoming Rampage movie based on the arcade video game. Now, 99.9% of the time, with the exception of Mortal Kombat, when it comes to video game movies, they usually suck ass. And now, here's what The Rock had to say about the plot to Rampage. This is really good, just listen. My best friend is a rare albino gorilla named George. Very bad people infect George, an alligator, and a wolf with a serum. All three animals grow at an unprecedented rate. Their size, speed, and agility and violent aggression is off the charts. And much like the title of the movie, they go on a rampage into the city where they destroy some shit and The Rock plays the human character to ground everything. So we're getting a giant monstrous rat, gorilla, an alligator, and The Rock in one movie. Yeah, I'm gonna see this. I don't care if it sucks, it just sounds like the perfect kind of movie to eat popcorn and watch. So out of all the movies I just mentioned, I think when it comes down to it, the movie I'm most excited about seeing, if it does happen, is the sequel to World War Z, if it's directed by David Fincher. Because on a personal level, I want to see humanity crumble and only the strong survive. And in all reality, I would probably survive 4 days. I'd be locked in my closet, drinking Mountain Dew, eating Sour Patch Kids, holding a butter knife, and then a zombie would bite me on the neck. Alrighty guys, that's my take on this movie news. Now here's my question to you, and let me know down below. What do you guys think about all of this? What do you want to see go down? What are your hopes? What are your dreams for these movies? And also, one other really quick update, since YouTube is broken, and it hates everyone who makes YouTube videos, well, if you could, I'd really appreciate it if you click that little bell down below the video. It's right down there. Just click that little bell and it notifies you whenever I make a video. Because as far as subscriptions go, YouTube that doesn't work anymore on YouTube. But if you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe. That way I can see you next time. And also, a big thanks to all my patrons this month who help make videos possible. I really do appreciate it. And if you guys want to join me on Patreon for awesome special badass perks, such as giveaway contests, private video messages, and Q&A videos, well, I'll put the link to my Patreon down below. Check it out. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.